Right, my mic is on, yep, and we're live. We're live for another preview of football is back finally because I've been a bit bored, I'll be honest, but to be fair, I've quite enjoyed this this international break and I've been getting around to doing stuff that I've not been able to do, playing games, watching shows, doing that stuff. But football's back and what a way to kick off the end of the international break with the North London derby. Um, but first of all, if you are watching this on playback, watching this on live, like, sub, and share the content around. Do whatever you have to do to help the channel grow. Now, I'm going to get Arteta's press conference out now because me being me, I'm not prepared again, and I was late to this watch along. I was late to this preview. Um, but we have the press conference here. Well, we got it on the BBC anyway. So I'm going to go through what Mikel Arteta has said. I did see some parts earlier, and to be fair, the BBC website's coming in clutch now because I can actually see what is going on, what is not going on. So I've not got to read on all them dumb questions that the media normally ask of Mikel. But we are going to start off straight away with the facts that Arteta has confirmed Gabriel is going to be out for weeks. We kind of already knew this. I did do videos on it. To be fair, he did look like he was holding his groin when he came off the pitch for Brazil. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, look, he's walking. He should be alright." Just because you can walk doesn't mean you can run. Basic sort of knowledge when it comes to stuff like that. But we know we know when you're holding that part, it's usually at least a couple of weeks with a groin injury. I'm pretty sure Pierre Hincapié, who potentially will start, he had a similar groin injury as well. Hence why he didn't actually play um at the at the start of his Arsenal career. He did take a bit of a while to keep going, but let me actually make sure this is out on Twitter. Hang on, because Twitter's been bugging out recently as well for me anyway. Um, but if I can actually get to my profile, oh yeah, okay. But yeah, so yeah, Gabriel is going to be out for weeks. He needs another scan, and then the time scale will be much more clear. So yeah, the fact that he doesn't need another scan does show it's going to be quite a while. I say quite a while, few weeks at least, 1 to 2 months. That was what was being reported at first, but yeah, we kind of already knew what was happening. Um, on how big of a loss it is, it's clear it's a blow because it's our leader in the back line. To lose him is never a good thing. But the positive is that we have very good options and people have to stand up now and do the job. That is what I've been saying constantly through this because a lot of people were scaremongering. I guess rightly so. Gabriel is a massive player for us. However, one thing about this season compared to last or other seasons, we have squad depth now. And look, I've not seen a lot of Hincapié. We've seen a handful of Mosquera. Mosquera looks very good. Well, way better than I expected. Although to be fair, I've never actually watched Mosquera up until he made his debut at Anfield. However, we have squad depth now. We're not bringing in Rob Holding of maybe 2 3 years ago. We're not bringing in Jakub Kivior. Although to be fair to Kivior, he done alright when he came in. However, we are bringing in depth that we know is good enough. Maybe they're even better than we expected. That's what I thought about Mosquera. He was way better than what I expected. Trouble is, he came in to replace Saliba, and when you replace Saliba, it's not as difficult, in my opinion, as when you replace Gabriel. With Saliba, we're getting a very good defender, and you're getting good ball playing ability. The centre backs that we have in are good defenders and are good on the ball. However, the profile of defender that Gabriel is, he's robust, he's decent on the ball, he's aggressive. We maybe haven't got someone in terms of that profile at centre back, which listen, maybe with Hincapié, if he gets more games at centre back, we may have that. However, it's a thing where we've got to wait and see. It's a bit of an unknown at the minute. But I get what Arteta is saying in this case because we do have options now. We actually have got decent players coming into the team, and it's not Jakob Kivior's Holdings. I mean, if we go back really far, Mustafi, all them lot, but we've got proper cover now. He did not give any specific updates in terms of Gyökeres, Martinelli, Havertz, Jesus, Noni, Odegaard, but they will have more. But he says that they will have more clarity after Saturday's training session. But to be fair, we did hear majority of them. Um, we did hear that majority of them are going to come back, and whether that's true or not, because I think I can't remember what one it exactly was. I think it might have been Odegaard, but apart from that, the other four they were reported to come back. And to be fair, if all of them can come back, that is a massive boost. Obviously Gyökeres is our main number 9. Gabriel Martinelli off the bench, know what you're going to get. Havertz, yeah, whatever. Jesus, it's a maybe not for the number 9 role, but I think left wing he can definitely do a job. Whether he will get any game time now, I don't know. But I wouldn't mind seeing him on the left or the right because that's where I do think Gabriel Jesus is at his best, either on the wings or as a second striker. Um, but yeah, apart from that, we are going to get players back. What else has he said? He says that they put a lot of energy into um, with the medical staff to try and bring them back as quickly as possible. And like he said earlier, they'll have another training session tomorrow in terms of whether they can actually play or not. Put my glasses on because my eyes are going to hurt. Um, but yeah, on the North London derby, it's a big city, but it's a big rivalry in this part of London. We have we have been more dominant in recent years, and if it's just a beauty, and it is just beautiful to play. It's at home. We know what it means to the fans and what energy they are going to bring. To be fair, it's like he says at every press conference about energy. That is one buzzword that Mikel Arteta definitely likes. Is the word energy, passion, all them other random buzzwords. That is the exact type of words that he likes. That is much better. But yeah, he said Tottenham will be a very tough opponent, and he dismissed any talk at their league position. Arteta added, "You have to earn the right to be where you are. Their record is very good away from home. No one gives you anything in this league." That's one thing I wanted to talk about today because although Tottenham haven't been the best this season, they've been all right. Considering they've lost a load of attacking quality for injury in terms of Kulusevski, Madison. They obviously lost Son. They got rid of Son, sorry, last season. And to be fair, with what Frank has available to him, he's done all right. Um, where they are on the table, I don't know. They are fifth. They got 2 wins in their last 5 in the league. If I was to guess, I'm pretty sure where they drop points are probably at home because they always drop points at home. Um, and that's one thing about Tottenham. They're crap at home, but away they're not too bad. Away from home, they went to the Etihad and won, something that not many teams can do. Um, and they're coming to the Emirates, a similar difficulty of opponent to Man City, you could say that. But I do think we'll win. I do think they will be pragmatic. I think they will go for their free and defensive midfield. But one thing they've done to Man City is that they pressed them high. Um, Now, in terms of that sort of style of play, do I see us playing a more direct style of football? Maybe. Um, I think one thing about Tottenham is that they are going to be hard to break down, and I think having someone good in the air up front, which I think it will be Marino in this case, because he will probably play up front. Gyökeres won't be available. That might help us a little bit, and the set pieces might help us a little bit more. I do want to see, a more attacking style of football, because I think we do have the quality to do that. But we know what Mikel Arteta is like. Maybe because it is a North London derby, maybe he will want to play more expansive, and we're at home as well. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all because we have the quality to play it. We've got Eze, we've got Saka, we've got Trossard, we've got the likes of although they're not back, we've got Jesus if he somehow decides to start the game, which he won't. Um, but yeah, I think in terms of what I want to happen, I think we will play attacking football. Like I want to see attacking free flowing football. However, I think with Spurs pressing high, um, because that's what they've done to Man City, and that's how they force them into their quite a few their mistakes. So they are going to press high. The problem is they're going to have also three defensive midfielders, so they're going to be pragmatic. But I think at the same time, they're not going to come here just to play for the draw. They're going to actually try to win the game because I think they're going to take the game that they played at Man City, and they're going to have the belief that they can come to the Emirates and win, which they do. They may have the ability to do that. Do I think they will? No, they won't. Um, but I will get into my lineup in a second. That is it. I'm going to see a Thomas Frank on the press conference. Thomas Frank. Yes, Thomas Frank has done one. We'll have a look at what he said. I've got to go on the shithole's website though. Um, the latest on Papa Sarr, Bergval, and Kolo Mawani. Um, Pape Sarr trained today, so he's available. Lucas Bergval trained today, he's available, and Kolo Mawani is available as well. Um, Dominic Solanke won't be ready yet, so I think their front three will likely be Kolo Mawani. Who they play? Their front. Who was their front three against? Thingy. Let's see their last front three. Tottenham. Front three they last played was it against Man United? They last played Johnson, Richarlison, Simmons, and Mawani. That would most likely be their front four. Yeah, we should be. They can't. There's not enough quality in that sort of side at all. Xavi Simmons is trash. Richarlison's trash. Mawani, I've not really seen much from him if I'm being honest. And Johnson, I don't rate at all. Um, apart from that, not much else. Archie Gray, he's trained with the team. Obviously, Brennan Johnson's fit to play this game. Hamid Kudus is available. Yeah, not really much with Tottenham in regards to all that. But yeah, that is a team news for for Tottenham. Um, listen, big up Charles, man. If I can get the comment to actually read it because the screen's tiny. One loss in 32 games at home versus them. Why are we over analysing things? They just have a bit of a form. They have a bit of a form, but goes out the window. In a derby, do people think Arteta will lose a derby game at home versus them? I don't. I'll be honest. But obviously they've gone to Man City and won. But to be fair, they always go to Man City and win. I'm more thinking of because obviously we lost an attacking threat in Gabriel, in set pieces terms. However, I think we had more than enough to beat them. And to be fair, one thing about Arteta is that he's not well. Maybe up until this season because we have actually broken down a few low blocks. Is breaking down low blocks and they are going to play that style of play. I think we are going to beat Tottenham. I think it will be a. I will get to my scoreline prediction in a minute, but yeah, I think yeah, form goes out the window, but at the same time, I think we're going to win it anyway. Does such one-sided games warrant so much tactical slicing and dicing? I wouldn't really say it's tactical slicing because I'm looking at what they've done against the better teams, and I think they are. I think they're top of the league for wins away from home. That is something you can't really take lightly. That's one thing I'll definitely say because obviously and plus believe it or not, Thomas Frank has actually got a very good record against Arsenal. Um, I think what they beat Arsenal in their first game in the Premier League at Brentford. So Thomas Frank. One thing about Thomas Frank compared to Ange Postecoglou is that he knows how to set up a defensive team, especially away from home against the big sides. Um, but yeah, the thing is, one thing with Tottenham is that they haven't really got attacking quality that is available anyway. Because let's be real, Mawani, Simmons, Richarlison, and Johnson. I think obviously Kudus will play instead of Johnson, most likely, but we can't really. I can't really see them doing anything with that front line. And to be fair, our front line should definitely be good enough to score against Tottenham. That is one thing I will say. Um, but yeah, team lineups: David Raya in goal, Hincapié and Saliba. I think he'll go with Hincapié because of the left-sided, having a left footer and left-sided centre back. In terms of fullbacks, Timber and Calafiori. No, sorry, Calafiori's not fit, is he? Um, no, I think he is fit actually. I went over this in the last press conference, I believe. If Calafiori's fit, because I think he did travel back to London, um, I think he will go Calafiori. If not, Lewis Skelly's there. Um, Zubimendi and Rice. Eze. Odegaard's not back. Eze, Trossard, Mikel Merino, and Bukayo Saka. I'm pretty sure apart from Gabriel, that's the team that played against Sunderland, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is the team that played against them. But yeah, score prediction wise, I'm gonna go 3-1 to Arsenal. Um, I think it'll be a comfortable win. I think we'll deal with them. To be fair, at home we always do, but it's not going to be as tough as a game. I think there will be moments where we are a bit frustrated, but I think in the end we'll get the win. But that is it from me. Big ups to everyone who has tuned in, like, sub, and share the content around. And I'll see you guys for the match reaction on Sunday, and any games, any games that I'm going to report on, there will be on the channel as well. Let's have a look at who's actually playing tomorrow, because I'm not actually checked the full schedule. Um, let's have a look. So tomorrow we've got so so Burnley Chelsea tomorrow. That could potentially be a banana skin for Chelsea. Liverpool Forest, Bournemouth West Ham, Wolves versus Palace, Brighton Brentford, Fulham Sunderland, Newcastle City's tomorrow as well. Okay, I didn't even know that. So that could potentially be a drop points tomorrow as well. The City, Leeds Aston Villa. Obviously we've got the derby, Arsenal Tottenham, and then Man United Everton on the Monday night. Yeah, that's gonna be. It's going to be interesting to see what happens tomorrow. I do expect Man City to drop points against Newcastle, but it's whether we can capitalise, and I'm pretty sure we can, but we know what this team's like at times. But yeah, that is it from me. Like, sub, and share the content around, and I'll see you lot in a bit.